This is a pretty decent hand. It's going to show off all the aspects of this deck. Our opponent's going first, decided to end right away. Probably is holding a Maxx C or Imperv or something, some kind of interaction. We have the Circular. We're going to send the Diameter. He has the Maxx C. We have the Ash. Not a big deal. Honestly, Circular isn't like the main card of the deck. It's really the Salamangreat stuff, but Salamangreat Circle is kind of good bait to stop the, if he had an Ash, which he did. Not a big deal. Lady Debug does the same thing. That's why we play it. So Circular, Lady Debug. Lady Debug's going to bring out Gazelle. And we're going to use Lady Debug to go into Balelynx. Because Balelynx is any level 4 or lower Cybers. And the other ones are locked into fire effect monsters. Salamangreat's going to send the Roar. Spinny's going to return. Spinny, we're gonna do this first. Interesting little reaction we have first. We're gonna use Balelynx to get out Roar, and then we're gonna use these two to get out Splash Mage. He has the Imperm for the Circular, which isn't a terribly big deal, but looks like our opponent is playing like Altergeist, which isn't a deck I've seen before. But our Circular gets negated. We go Link Decoder here. Kind of small implications of just pure Mathmech. With that, he has some type of interaction. We go Update Jammer, and level 3 with transcode equals still an OTK. So we go update transcode talker into what's it called? Using its effect to go into the update talker or update jammer, and we go into access code. Now you could be also running the Tempest Dragon, but I feel like access code fits way better just because it's lower link. This deck doesn't have access to the amount of like insane plays that pure Mathmech or the Firewall engine has, but this is, you'll see in later games how crazy these interactions are. Alright, go to battle, hit him for 5k twice, and that'll be the game. Awesome introduction to an update jammer line, but we're going to show off a ton more of what this deck can do. Alright. A very similar hand to the last hand we just had, like almost identical. The funny part is Salamangreat Circle is going to get negated. Honestly, that's fine. We have the Debug and the Spinny. We have clearly so much resources. We're going to use Cynet Mining. We're going to pitch the Spinny to get out the Subtraction. Now, this is where the interactions get interesting. If you want to run the Mathmech engine, you have to kind of save Mathmech Subtraction and Addition for the right moment. Because if you plop it too early, you'll lock yourselves into Cybers, meaning you won't have access to all of the crazy fire support cards like Princess and everything. And you'll see soon enough, because we're going to go into a Link 2 here. Sunlight Wolf is going to come out. Sunlight Wolf's going to get Gazelle. And Gazelle's gonna use, we're gonna use Sunlight, we're gonna use Sanctuary with Sunlight Wolf. Go into another Sunlight Wolf to use the card, get the card we just sent with Gazelle, which is the on quick effect link into yourself, basically. You'll see what the interaction's used for it very soon. Sunlight Wolf. That's when we can go into Subtraction, because we're done. Princess is out. We get the Superfactorial. We're going to use those two to get out our boy Pyro Phoenix. And we're going to use it to get Gazelle. And we're going to link off one more time here into our boy Transcode Talker. So now our Pyro Phoenix is protected. Our Pyro Phoenix has no effect until it's used as its own link material, as well as we have Superfactorial online. Another really cool interaction we do have is that it's protected from being targeted by card effects. So he wasted a Fenrir, he tried targeting the Phoenix, doesn't do what he wants. Now I'm kind of waiting here for the Superfactorial until he shows me a spell, which either the Field Spell or the Birth I'm fine with. I would prefer the Birth, but I'm going to take the Field Spell. I'm going to take the Superfactorial, hit him for a -3, but he has a Maxx C, so it's going to be still a -1, which is still super good because it's also another, it's a negate as well. So it's really a -2. We use Circular and everybody to go into our boy Lapician. Lapician's gonna take away 3 cards. He added his boy Ogre. Take away the 3. He loses the triple attack, which is good for us. Honestly, don't want him to have that triple attack. He has the Birth. He also has the Feather Duster, which is unfortunate because we're not going to get that destroy all monsters your opponent controls now. But we're just waiting for the perfectly timed version of the Lapician, which is now. We use it to take out the Cashier Theosis, as well as our opponent has just one more piece of interaction, it looks like. Pitching our Lady Debug, he's going to bring out the Fenrir, go into a 7, but honestly, this is where another point of the interaction with Princess and Balelynx, pretty much costing us nothing to bring out the Princess instead of banishing a Balelynx. Looks like he's going to get 2 level 7s on the board. He's going to go into his Shangri-La, and that's honestly fine with me. With the amount of board presence I have on field, 1 card set plus 4 monsters with multiple recursion effects, I'm chilling. He's going to use the Trap to get the Unicorn, and he's going to use the Shangri-La to get the Fenrir. I just go right to battle. I don't want to deal with these effects. I don't want him taking stuff out of my extra. And I'm going to take away one of his materials while I can. Now I'm going to special summon Sunlight Wolf and Lady Debug to get another Spinny and Gazelle, so I have another play for another turn. But I'm going to use all 3 of these to go into the Pyro Phoenix. Now, Pyro Phoenix has that cool card. If it's used in its own thing, it destroys all cards my opponent controls. So, just thought his crazy interaction, I can at least get rid of these 2 traps and his last material. Now, Sunlight Roar is also on the field, and that is when my opponent chooses to scoop, because the amount of board presence we were getting was just overpowering. Alright, going first, opening up the Circular Gazelle Spinny is pretty good. Circular sending the Diameter is going to get us some more materials. I mean, Diameter is going to get us that Circular. I mean, he has the Ash, so we're not going to get the Superfactorial, but we could have went further if we would have, but it's honestly not a big deal if we don't have that. We're just going to use these 2 guys as pretty much material to continue our Salamangreat plays. Balelynx is going to bring out Sanctuary. We're going to use Spinny to bring out Gazelle, and we're going to send off, depending on which one we want. We want Rage this time. Spinny's going to bring out, and we're going to go into the Xyz level 3, because honestly we have no plans of bringing no monsters other than fire, so Miragestallio doesn't lock us out of anything, so we should get the Jaguar to get another bonus summon. There's the Sunlight Wolf. Sunlight Wolf's going to recur us some cards as well as get us that spell. We're also going to use this effect to get the Balelynx, which honestly was an interesting thing I did, but live and learn. We're going to use Sanctuary. We're not going to use Sanctuary, actually. We're going to use Sunlight Wolf with itself and the Balelynx just to get rid of the Balelynx. I guess we just wanted another Balelynx engraved. We're going to use Balelynx and Jaguar now. Return one of the Balelynxes and bring out Jaguar. There's Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess is going to bring out one of our level, or any of our Salamangreats, to get out our boy Pyro Phoenix. Now, this is why you also want to add, end off on 2 monsters instead of 1, because you want the ability to have the Rage online at all times, as well as Princess to not destroy your Pyro Phoenix. Stopping the Ash isn't the biggest deal. It is unfortunate. I mean, we do want material like that. Now, this is also an interesting point. Balelynx protects all of our cards, so he just wasted that, as well as Sunlight Wolf's going to be the cost of our Princess now. Luckily, we did still have the board protection for the Brigeki. Gazelle's going to bring out our boy Roar, and our opponent's going to end there. I mean, we have an insane amount of resources. We still had pop 4 any moment. Spinny's going to come back, as well as Pyro Phoenix is going to come back, and we're going to go into a Link 1 here, go into the Gazelle, or the Balelynx, bring out the Lady Debug, and our opponent's choosing to surrender there. See, it's all about the turn 1, just setting up a board with constant interruption, and then when it's your turn 3, you're just steamrolling pretty much after the interruption. Going second, this isn't a very good hand, honestly, but our opponent is playing some kind of trap deck. I mean, hopefully this is just enough to get us started, and it's going to be just enough because I'm going to use Subtraction, and we're going to get a link. We're going to get a link 2 out. Now, this is the interaction of Will of the Salamangreat. We haven't seen really in any of our clips. But Splash Mage is going to get us out that Subtraction, and Will of the Salamangreats is going to get us out that Wolf, or Jaguar. Jaguar, and that's going to get our Update Jammer, and that's going to equal 4. So we pretty much got an OTK out of 3-card combo, which isn't that bad. Honestly, Link, that's what Link's specialty really is getting the OTKs or just setting up crazy interruptions. But we'll be able to attack twice. He can't really do anything to interrupt the Accesscode Talker. And we're going to pop those traps just in case. There's Splash Mage. First one's a Dharma Cannon. That wouldn't have really affected us unless he would have popped it early in the big welcome. Hit him twice for 4,300. And that's going to quick game. A minute clip right there. Just showing off another reason that the OTKs kind of go crazy. You kind of draw a mix of engine. Not enough to make your boards. That's still available to you. Going first, 2 Ash Blossoms is always appreciated, as well as Circular and Lady Debug. We kind of have an interesting gimmick. That's why I like the 2 Ash Blossoms. Being able to stop the Maxx C is really nice. Average number of cards are 2.9. Like, that's crazy because that's pretty much 3 cards. Everybody's playing 3 Ash right now. Circular, Lady Debug, bring out the Spinny. Go into the Balelynx here. Now we could also kind of go into some sort of Mathmech plays, but honestly it's not really my type of style to do it. Only want the Lapician when it's like clear that it's completely online. We're gonna get that Transcendence spell to rank up at any moment online, as well as we're gonna use Miragestallio to get out our boy Jaguar. Jaguar is just such a renewable card that you really want it into rotation. And Miragestallio is the best way to do it. You never really use your searches for it, but if it's accessible in any other way, you do. We're going to return to the Spinny and get the Jaguar. We're going to link twice here to get that field spell into rotation as well. There's the Sunlight Wolf. Sunlight Wolf's going to get that quick play spell. And we're going to link off into our boy Princess here. Princess is going to be able to bring back, let's say, Sunlight Wolf, and or Miragestallio and Princess is going to equal the Pyro Phoenix. And since the Pyro, since the Princess is gone, we can go into Accesscode Talker now. Can't activate its effects because we did use Miragestallio, but honestly, it's still a crazy board. Our Pyro Phoenix is protected. We have a Gazelle in hand just in case. He can't target the Pyro Phoenix, which was the bigger piece of interaction. Looks like our opponent's on Purely. It looks like that's his first Purely interaction. I'm going to destroy it. He needs it on field. And this is where Balelynx comes in a really cool interaction as well, because we can target our fire but not destroy it, and we still get the Princess. Now my friend Purely, I got an Ash Blossom waiting for it. He just discarded his cross out. If he would have capped that, this would have been a different story, but he was getting greedy with his plays, and he's going to take a big payoff for it. He does have one more card in hand, and there's the Purify, but he looks like he's not going to hit anything, and he's going to choose to surrender there. That's the curse of Purely. If you don't hit anything, the deck just doesn't do what it wants you to. Alright, going first, Cynet Mining is always a fun card to have interaction. We're going to choose to discard the Spinny, and we're going to get the Lady Debug here. Lady Debug's going to get out Gazelle. We're kind of forced to go into the Salamangreat side. Even with Mathmech Equation and Cynet Mining, I could have maybe did something, but really you want to just be extra safe and go into the other sides of it. Now we're going to use Spinny and Balelynx to go into our boy here, Sunlight Wolf. Honestly, unfortunately, we just lost the Spinny, but Gazelle's going to come out. Gazelle's going to send the Transcendence. We have the field spell to get the Transcendence back, and we have enough to get the Pyro Phoenix out. And we also have Balelynx Engrave, so I'm not complaining. Balelynx Engrave, we're gonna go into the Princess, and Princess is gonna get the Pyro Phoenix. So we're honestly in a really good spot with Maxx C's interaction as well. I'm not complaining here. That one in pass, we have a Maxx C as well, so we're just going to be constantly gaining cards to play with. I'm doing it on draw phase. Looks like my opponent is on some kind of bestial package, sending the Lubellion to get the Joyous Worm. Honestly, Joyous Worm is a crazy card to play around in this deck, but we'll live and learn. We also have the Ash now for something, and it looks like he's playing Sprites as well, which could be interesting. He's going to send that level 2. I'm going to just take 1400 damage away from him, just to get some chippies and the life points. Sends the Shinobi. He's going to banish the Shinobi with the Joyous Worm. And he's going to special the Joyous Worm. Now, he's going to out his own Joyous Worm to try to take out my Phoenix. So this is kind of cool interaction that my Phoenix can dodge using the Transcendence, and I can still pop his 2 remaining monsters on. Still gonna get all of his mills and all of his other stuff, but I mean, we still have a monster on field. Our Princess is still activatable, as well as just the constant interaction we'll be getting. Adding the Assault Synchron is a pretty good add for him. He's gonna return the Chaos Ruler right away, and I'm also gonna destroy it with the Princess to force the Assault Synchron activation. I'm trying to just burn him out of resources as fast as possible here. And there's the Assault Synchron, and we're just gaining resources on top of this. Like, if we go to another turn, if he can't kill my board, this game is over, completely over. We're gonna Dispatter. Barrier's gonna come out. He's gonna target a banished monster, bring out the Assault Synchron, go into a Link 2. He's gonna go into Sprite Elf. Sprite Starter seems like a really good Ash target, and it's gonna force his Dispatter to react, which is good. I really don't want to deal with that activation. He's also gonna bring out Sprite Sprint, but it looks like he's just constantly minusing on resources. Like, I know he has a lot on field right now, but that's honest. I don't think that's enough, right? Because even with the Sprite cards going in now, even going into the Sprite gigantic Sprite, he still doesn't have that lethal point of board. It looks like he's now going into a live twin part. Looks like he's just playing a kitchen sink version of Sprite, Bestial, Synchro, Banish. It's very interesting. Level 2 crazy. Level 2 has a lot of crazy cards, but for some reason he just surrenders. It's just like he had not enough gas to really out my monsters. Fortunately, good duel though. Alright guys, so this is the deck I was using in today's video. A pretty interesting Mathmech Salamangreat mashup. I think the deck is super cool. It really explores the ability of throwing Mathmech into crazier decks, as well as showing the real power of Salamangreat after the Promethean Princess and other cards that were added. I did some boarding. I tried to fit as many of the new Link cards in my extra deck as possible, but honestly there's no room for the Neo Tempest or anything, because you're forced to play a lot of 2-ofs in this deck. Balelynx is really crazy at 2, Wolf, and Pyro Phoenix. And also there's another Salamangreat I did not have room for, which was Heat Leo. I could not fit room for this guy. He's a good mashup attack target, but other than that, Spell and Trap Shuffle really doesn't interest me enough to really add him to the deck for 2. He costs 2 cards, by the way. Alright, notable cards include Lady Debug, actually, because Lady Debug gets you Salamangreat Gazelle added to hand, as well as a normal for Balelynx. You're playing a small Mathmech engine with the inclusion of 1 Diameter, Addition, Subtraction, Equation, and Superfactorial. if you were wanting to explore other engines, you could explore a Firewall Dragon engine in here as well. That could go crazy with the Link summoning. But other than that, the deck is really gas. I didn't really have any problems. You just got to be careful with certain interactions. For example, Addition Subtraction will lock you into Cyber, so you have to wait until you're fully done comboing with the Promethean Princess plays to use the Subtraction and the Addition. And Miragestallio will lock you into Fire types, so if you're comboing really hard and you can get the Transcode Talkers and the Link Decoders as well, Miragestallio will stop you from doing that, so just be careful. Other than that, I think this deck is really great. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas.